A very warm welcome to my good old friends from OnPrintShop in Ahmedabad in Gujarati in India. So great to see you guys. It's been a while, but it's always a pleasure to see both of you. Naresh and I, we go back a long time, and Naimish as well. So maybe I should just keep quiet so people don't think I'm biased towards OnPrintShop in this session, right? So welcome, gentlemen. Before we get started with the demo, I also want to congratulate you on another thing, because I have seen Naimish was so kind to send me some links from your new headquarters in Ahmedabad. That is simply stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you so much. And your visit is pending now. All your inputs have been implemented out here.
and your sound is resonating a little bit, so I don't know if you have a headset. I think that it might help. Naimish, can I hear you if you are good?
Yes, thank you, Morten.
Oh, okay. So we have Naimish as the professional, and Naresh is still in the learning phase, right?
Is this better now?
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, it's because this webinar jam is not very good at noise cancellation. So, but yeah, nevertheless, I'm sure we will.
Don't worry. Yes.
Okay.
Somehow I'm not very comfortable with the headphones. I have some issues in my.
I have the small ones.
Yeah. No, actually, I've tried those ones, and they create a more, it just takes me. Somehow the rays are not comfortable with me, so I'm avoiding the headphones. That's the only thing.
Naresh, as I'm always saying to you, it's a pain to get older, right? So this week is all about learning experience, but it's also about Web2Print and selling print online. OnPrintShop has been in the market for quite some years. How long time ago is it
we started somewhere around 2006, but real numbers started around 2008, where we actually came up with the first OnPrintShop solution. So I put it 2008 to be more realistic.
And if you look at the development, not just from a software perspective, but from a market perspective, how do you think the market have developed since 2008 till 2021?
See, the market in terms has been for sure getting more and more matured when you look at understanding how to drive the online business. You know, how it is different from the traditional, the manual print processes, and moving to the online. Plus, there are a lot of things that the online print has introduced in the market, which were not there during the traditional print. Like when you see the personalization of a lot of photo print products, and the way print communication has started between the customers and the clients. And most importantly, I see a difference in the way people are learning to use technology. Because technology in itself is a great innovation, but how to utilize technology is where the biggest challenge is, according to what we have understood during this phase. And I see a lot of print companies in the industry learning the art of and the attitude to utilize the technology in the right with the right strategy and the right approach. So that is one area where I see a major change happening. And even in terms of the customers, now customers are realizing what they can do with the technology in terms of increasing their own or achieving their own goals. So it's the market overall is getting matured from where we begin. And I see technology playing now a major role in the print industry versus what it was in 2008. It was more like a problem-solving aspect. The technology came in more from that. And today, it has become the backbone. Like technology and print has become like you cannot survive with either of them missing.
So Naresh, the question quickly, because you're obviously a global player, and like in this period now that we have behind us, what markets do you mainly serve? Because I know you less well than Morten, of course, but what are the main markets that you
serve? Major
geographically?
I'll tell you, a couple of years back, we were 70% of North America, but today we are 50% North America, and then the rest of the world, where we have strong presence in Europe, Singapore, even Southeast Asia now is growing very fast in terms of Malaysia, Indonesia. Because the solution typically has been built up, understanding two kind of target audience. One, the SME print companies, where their need of using technology is different, versus the large established players who have a different manpower and different strategies. So understanding both the kind of target audience, our solution and services, in fact, services also have evolved, and which is helping us to grow in both the developed and the developing markets. And that is where we are growing now quickly, even in the developing countries where technology is now picking up. And in last 1.5 years, because of COVID, again, it has pushed people overnight to rethink their strategies in countries like India or Malaysia, where technology had never been penetrated to the level where probably US or the Western Europe you look at, where people understand the value of automation. So now that areas are growing very fast.
Naimish, I have to bring you into the conversation here because I'm curious about because I have always, when I have been at trade shows, seen your secure hand in showing all the different versions of OnPrintShop, from version 1 to now, is it 7 or 8? We have just reached now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, from a product specialist perspective, when you get inspiration from the markets and how to develop, I take that you also bring information from customers back to the developers and Naresh, Devra and that team. So what kind of requirements do you see from the market for when you talk to all these people, both at trade shows but also presentations?
See, our approach has been a customer-centric approach. There are 2-level upgrades what we release every year. We are releasing from 2 to 3 version upgrades, and we've been one of the fastest to upgrade the solution. So there are 2 levels of upgrades we do. One is the proactive upgrades, what technology needs. For example, everything is mobile, for example, Bootstrap or HTML5. So that was the industry leading, as well as the necessity for any e-commerce development.
And a major update when you change from Flash to HTML, yeah.
HTML5. And again, like Bootstrap 3 was there, and then we upgraded to Bootstrap 4 in order to help customers engage users for mobile. And another upgrade is like talking with the live customers, basically whatever challenges they are facing. And today we have our, I would say, 40 to 50% customers migrated from other e-commerce and Web2Print platforms. So they come up with the challenges they are facing in the existing platform. So that's where we play a very major role, understanding those customers. And our upgrades are also becoming customer centric, and that is the reason, like majority of all our upgrades are 50% like feedback of our existing customers, and that's where they also appreciate in terms of what we release as a software in the solution.
But when you talk about, and I don't know if you can answer, but I'm sure Naresh can. But when you talk about customer changing from one platform to another, when you look at it from the outside, and I can't help think about, because we also yesterday saw some very nice demos, and the approach to the customer seems quite similar. So how should a customer choose your solution over other solutions? I mean, what do you think is the KPIs for that?
See, the most important aspect that we have been focusing consistently with the customers is trying to help them understand their key customers and their key customers' ordering processes and the key products that they are right now managing, in terms of understanding the target audience. And then the second level of evaluation. So we ask them quite a few questions to get deeper into their businesses, where customers have really come back and told us that they also never have thought about those questions, because the way traditional businesses have been running, and now when you go online, you need to really get focused. You need to be able to define your niche if you want to choose the right Web2Print solution as well, or the Web2Print partner. So it's not about just choosing OnPrintShop, but having the right online strategy. Second area where we have been pushing them constantly is then to really involve the key sales guys and the key customers in the process of choosing the Web2Print. So doing a proof of concept for our customers, where we have taken up those business cases from them, help them setting up on OnPrintShop, and I've given them back with an open mind that you go and taste it with your clients and your internal key team who's going to ultimately use it. Because we have learned this over a period of years that the failure is because most of the time the guys who choose the technology are not the people who are using it, and then when they go to the customer or to their team, all the kind of rejections and objections starts happening. And we have continuously tried to reduce this working, and in that we are not shying out to even telling our clients that probably we are not the best fit for you. Why don't you go and probably there were some solutions here whom we have ourselves also at a point of time told them that probably right now you need them rather than us. So that's the way we've been helping customers to choose the right technology backbone.
Wonderful answer. And you can't hide anymore. You have to be the naked guys from Ahmedabad showing your solution right now. You can be dressed, don't worry. But Shaq and I, we will turn off the camera so we can be naked. No, no, that sounds bad. Okay, I'm just saying that basically we will turn off the camera and our microphones now, and then you have some time to give a presentation. And afterwards, Shaq and I, we will work with questions, hopefully from both audience, but otherwise, I'm sure we have questions too. So take it away, gentlemen.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Again, I've answered a few of the questions which have been covered. So this is something where we started in 2001 being an IT outsourcing company based out of Ahmedabad. This is our flagship product. And as mentioned, our biggest strength is working as consultants for our clients, working as IT partners. Because what we have understood over a period of years now, that a successful online print business does not just need a Web2Print, but needs an IT partner who helps them identify sustainable technology, implement it, and then ultimately support it for their ongoing needs and consistently evolve the solution. So these are some of the major challenges what Morten was asking, what kind of questions come in. So we have just tried to cover a few of the questions which 40% of our clients who have migrated from third-party solutions or another e-commerce. There are shipping level of there are a lot of challenges with the shipping calculation, the pricing structure. Have lost large B2Bs because of not having the flexibility to custom build the portal as per the large B2B's requirement, or not having the right team to set up the solution, and they're struggling to even launch it. So these are a few questions which we have covered, and Naimish will be covering more of them during the presentation. So I'm just moving down, and this is what OnPrintShop has done, understanding all this major challenges and working with the print industry for almost now more than a decade, that no one solution can fit in all the printers' needs. So what we have built up is multiple print solutions to achieve their wide format or commercial print requirement, to their B2C and B2B requirements, from even supporting, like we have small print shops which have grown now to becoming trade printers or large print wholesale printers. They have want to offer even reseller stores in the front, and their business model is completely different than an independent individual commercial printer. Plus, while working with large B2Bs, we have realized that when they work with Fortune 500 companies or large franchisee chains, or pan-country and large corporates, they have their very unique order processing and order approvals and integration needs with their existing software. And that is where there's a need for a lot of flexibility and freedom for the printer to, every time a new client walks in, to able to adjust the Web2Print to their new customers. So this is what OnPrintShop has done over a period. And just to introduce what we exactly do, we have more taken up some of the case studies which will help you to understand how we are helping the print companies grow even during this COVID time. This is one of the companies in Norway, which basically was a commercial printer for last 20 years, and they launched two Web2Print. One just to focus on their commercial and wide format, and another was on the photo calendar, more of the photo products. There were two brands that they launched, and major challenge with wide format again was able to calculate the right shipping cost and the right flexibility to be able to give the right estimation for the customers. And another area was where the automation of the current order processing. So this, if you look at the numbers that they've achieved even during this lockdown, they were able to achieve 20% growth, whereas the entire Norway print industry was down by 40%, and it is improved 30% of their delivery time. So one of the major areas that OnPrintShop has been focusing continuously is to automate and simplify the order processing. Because one area where we realize the need is today the order quantities and sizes are going down. A lot of personalized orders are being pushed. Photo book and photo product orders are growing. So more and more need is to how to manage the small orders profitable is getting very, very important. And in this process, it's also a need that the key people get free from major day-to-day activities and they can focus on growth. So this is one of the kind of, so they are now managing two different products from the same backend. Print Nation is a large Indian commercial printer. Again, their major challenge initially was they work with a lot of the marketing companies as well, for whom they are more of suppliers, for the print. Now their challenge was because there was a lot of manual processes. It was becoming difficult for them to really give the high-end professional experience to the customers, as well as their B2B and B2C customers were struggling. So their need was to having a portal where they can offer their B2B and B2C customers, as well as integrate the large marketing tie-ups at the back end. So all the orders that are being processed on their partner websites are directly being pushed into OnPrintShop. So even during COVID, this has really helped them because they have a lot of international clients as well as partnerships, and their existing customers all ordering online. So that helped them to still continuously feed in their production in spite of a lot of slowdown in the industry. So another customer is Standard Modern. Is an US-based company. They are a large commercial printer with major focus only on B2B. So when they came to OnPrintShop, the biggest challenge was their existing Web2Print could not integrate an MIS. Plus, they were missing a lot of specific features that their B2Bs were asking, to simplify the ordering or integrating with their existing the corporate softwares. So that is where they migrated to OnPrintShop and started working on with B2B, where they completely 100% migrated their all B2Bs to OnPrintShop. And during the COVID, this B2B sales went down by 70%, and the production was not being able. The production setup was not being able to. The sales team was not able to feed the production setup, and that is where they realized that they need to move into a new revenue streams, or maybe look at the segments which they are never engaged into. So retail was something very new for them, and one of the major challenges for them was how to start, what solution to utilize, what could be the cost to set up and try this market, because the time was running out, and important was they didn't have even the right team behind to set up the B2C store. So OnPrintShop took set up those stores on their existing B2B portal. So on the same B2B where they are on the same solution where they're using B2B, they already had a B2C storefront which they were not using. So they launched their first store. We helped them set up those stores because we offer the setup services to set up, because during COVID, again, people were short of people. People wanted to launch new COVID products or new channels, but were not able to, were getting restricted because not having the right teams. So this is where OnPrintShop not only helped them set up 3 B2C websites on 3 different product level. One was for COVID product, the other was more of wide format, and third was because US was going through the presidential election, they wanted to get into. So this is another level of client and what OnPrintShop does. Shepco again only works with large, as I mentioned, multi-million-dollar B2B accounts, and their biggest challenge was now their end clients were looking for a very modern, interactive, and very specific order management portals for their B2B, because these clients would have 300, 400 plus franchisee chains or restaurants, and they even work with the Fortune 500 companies. So every company has its very unique requirement for their B2B, and that is where OnPrintShop has dedicated team working continuously for helping them, meet those needs, building every B2B as a separate storefront, and it's all running on one backend, where we have even integrated third-party tools which certain online designer studios or certain level of tools which OnPrintShop does not support. We have even integrated third-party tools for them, where they are processing the personalization templates as well. So the idea is to make sure that OnPrintShop remains the central, and on top of it, they can keep building the Web2Print strategy as per their customers' requirement. Again, UPS is a franchisee chain with 350 stores, and they have two areas. One, they have a central website for managing the online orders, and then every franchisee has their own admin panel to manage their walk-in orders, their pickup orders, so they can manage their own customers. So we have a complete physical store and franchisee solution, which is helping them, completely centrally manage all the franchise, and now they can add new franchises easily, optimize those, and have complete control over their franchising network structure. And even within this, we have multiple solutions depending on the customer's need. We are working with a lot of large franchisee chains as well. This is more of Easy Flyer. It's now a Simpress company, has been using OnPrintShop as a designer tool. So these are a few of the examples and now I'll hand it over to Naimish to take it from here for the quick demo. Yeah.
Then you don't need me to interrupt you, I can see, right? See, Naresh, I said this should be a no PowerPoint presentation. Then you just, come on, man, right? Okay, but we got the message. Now let's go into some technical things, right, Naimish?
Yes.
Let's start with it straight away.
Yes. And thank you, Naresh, and thank you, Morten. See, one of the biggest challenge what we see with print service providers they are varied type of print service providers. Typically, when we talk about small print shops to large commercial printers or wholesale printers or trade printers or some marketing agencies. So that is where OnPrintShop has evolved our solution around serving all these unique customer types. Apart from that, every print service providers are offering wide range of products. So that's where they really need the product specific personalized experience. And that's where we have created multiple designer studios. And in the back end, the Web2Print will always work with a lot of third-party applications. So they do not want to work just with an online e-commerce and then other operations work on a different platform. So they want this complete integrated model. And that's where we come up with the integrations as well as the third-party platforms. Now, this third-party platforms been growing as well. Now, typically, the first question for any print service provider is like how a Web2Print service provider can really help me launch the Web2Print and I can start getting benefits of an online market. So let me just give you a quick overview of the solution and how we help print service providers in order to launch their Web2Print very quickly. So hope you're able to see my screen. So typically I want to start with some of the actual customers, web stores. Now, typically the web store is like where you get a complete control defining your online presence, the product categories you like to create, the message you like to put for the customers. The complete storefront, as I mentioned, is also mobile friendly, so people can access it from a smartphone or tablet. And it's also multilingual. So we have customers across the globe. So customers are launching the storefronts in multiple languages. These are typical customers who are from Europe. So you would see some of the languages like in French, Spanish, Dutch, or French even. So we give them a complete control of defining their own store. Another critical factor for this online storefront is because this print service providers or print shops, one of the sales channel they would like to engage is getting the new sales revenue. So that's where they launch B2C storefront. We call it a retail storefront. So they really need those tools in order to engage those online customers. So the storefront has to be smooth, slick, mobile friendly. Look and feel has to be as per the modern look and feel what it requires. So that is where we help printers to set up their online presence. And even like Naresh mentioned, some of the customers really launch some specific sites in COVID because there was a new product range which evolved in the COVID. So we help a lot of our customers launch the complete COVID products within one day because we created those products into the system and we given them to all customers. Like this one of customer who launched COVID products within like 3 days, the complete product as well as the options. For example, if you see they are offering a lot of social signage as well as a lot of banners and yard signs. So typically customers are also able to personalize on their own if they want to personalize. We could not imagine that, okay, somebody would be offering a personalized mask in OnPrintShop, and people have put up those kind of product as well. So how we help? The one of the big question with print service provider is like how we can launch. So the launching is a success of both team working together. What we understand, you need a right technology partner who can support you. At the same time, you also need a team at your end who can work along with the Web2Print partner. So that's where, first of all, what we have done, we have made it so easy for customers to start. So we have created a lot of mobile responsive store themes, we can call it. So it's a ready theme. You can say, okay, I like the particular theme. For example, that if you click on this theme, you say, okay, I like this particular theme. So we quickly change all the element of this theme color with the print service provider's brand. Plus a lot of things come pre-built into this. For example, all these products, we have created 35 plus industry common products with 7,000 plus online complementary templates. So those templates would also come by default when they begin with us. Now, the only thing we help them is like how quickly we help them to personalize their own pricing and their own products. But a lot of other elements, what they need in order to launch their online presence are by default into the system. A lot of other links, for example, GDPR rules or privacy or security policies and all those is also by default in the system. So it doesn't get any time for any printers to launch their retail presence. Now, another aspect, what we have understood is they really need support in order to create products. And even for print service providers, what we understood, products are wide range of products. Typically, it's not very similar to, for example, the static item what we see in a standard e-commerce. So typically products are like business cards, for example, which are fixed sizes, fixed quantity product, or it could be a product, for example, a postcard, or some of the printers are printing something on offset. Then there is a wide format, a complete new range, which is even a growing market where they are offering completely custom size pricing where customer are allowed to put custom height and width. So there are so many variations. Even now another variation is coming like labels and packaging. So at OnPrintShop, what we've been doing, we've been growing this solution, accommodating all the variety of pricing that can help printers to set up into the platform. So very first thing what we have is import product via Excel. So any product what you have, you can import into the system. So we have a import product sheet. So very first thing what you need is create a particular products into the system. Product is just a layout. You should not worry about the pricing yet. So assume that I might want to set up a product. I can set up all my 100 products in one sheet where I'm creating the structure or the layout of the product. So this is a product name. This is the size, height, width, and these are the quantity points I want to sell. Now, if this is a range based, like a dynamic quantity product, I can also set up a range like 1 to 100, for example. So what this would do, once I have all this Excel sheet ready, I can import into the system. So this is a step one, we call it. So step one would create your layout of the product. So whatever size, quantity, options you guys have created would come into the system. So now step two is pricing. Now here also we see variety of customers coming up with variety of options. So typically, for example, some of our customers who are small print shops, or they are like, for example, a digital print shop, we call it. So those customers have a very simple pricing. They do not have a lot of options, combinations. They say, these are my 10, 15 products. Every product has maybe 5 or 6 options, and this is the price. So it's easy to import into the system. Another customer we get is like print brokers or marketing agencies. They do not print anything in-house. So they have pricing from their vendor, and they give us these Excel sheets and they say, okay, we just want to mark up the price by 30%. This is our vendor price, and the same vendor we want to put into the system. So they come up with an Excel sheet. And this Excel sheet also, for example, if I show you this example, which is a catalog price, if I show you the rows, it is like 11,000 rows. This one particular Excel it has. So system really need to, for example, calculate this number of records, and system has to import the sheet. Now, for example, this particular Excel sheet is ready. I can import into the system. So we have like the product structure is ready. And the next thing what I need to do is like import my product price. So it's simple. For example, assume that I created a lot of options and I imported the price. But now, for example, the third criteria means, or the third type of printers we come across is commercial printers or wholesale printers. Now these guys would say, oh, this is just like 11,000 records. We have like 30, 40,000 records because we do a lot of combinations and permutations. So we released like one of the latest solution product pricing, which was released in version 8.0. That is what we call it as a product master option. So all the Excel sheets are gone in terms, yeah, if you are a small digital print shops or brokers, then yes, you can work with the Excel and import the pricing. But if you are a large commercial or wholesale printer, and if you really want to calculate the minute details into the system, for example, calculating the wastage sheet, and then you want to apply the formula, you can. So now what happens in the product options, we allow you to create all your options once. Now assume that I offer color options, folding, finishing, turnaround time. Now, these are all my common options which could go across all the products. Now, typically in other systems or in OnPrintShop, even we had to create options separately for all products. But now assume that you all have one options at one particular place. The only thing I need to do is apply the formula. So typically assume that this is an option called color. So I want to calculate this formula with width and height. So now this color may be 4x4, 4x0. Now the same option is applied in the business card, or the same option could be applied for products like brochures or books. So this would calculate the complete custom formula because this is the price of the options, but now width and height would be calculated with the particular uh, product. Now if it is a business card, it would be 2.5 by 3, and if it is a brochure, it would be like 8.5 by 11. So I only have to set up my formula once, and all the days are gone when I had to create this complete combination or Excel or anything. For example, another option could be a turnaround time. So in turnaround time, what customer do, they do not have a pricing. They just say, okay, just increase our pricing by 20%. So if they say I want next day, we increase our price by 50%. So what we do, you just have to apply like the 20% increase. So now if I select same day in the price calculator, system would increase the buy by 20%. So we have created this complete pricing logic, and some of our customers who are into, for example, they are commercial printers, they print every day, I guess 300, 400, 500 orders a day. And these typical customers are like wholesale printers and commercial printers. So for them, calculating every minute details is very important. So these guys have tested and approved this pricing mechanism as well. So typically, as I mentioned, if it is a small printer, they can use this, for example, Excel based product creation. If it is brokers getting the prices from the vendors, they are also can create the system. And if it is a commercial printer and they really want to calculate those minute details, they can. Above that, we also created certain elements which can also help them to cover the cost, because if you add this formula based pricing or import, there are cases customer would still input any odd quantity, any odd sizes. So printer also need to cover certain cost by applying the setup cost. So setup cost, for example, if I apply $10, regardless of what size, what options, system would apply the setup cost. Or product minimum price, we just start from $50. So certain product, you say, okay, if we do not get maybe $50 for this particular product, we do not want to start the job. So customer would always see that minimum price into the system, and then only they would begin the price. And above that, like typical, some of our customers are small printers, and they also say, okay, we also like to sell some of our other customers products as well. So there are so many online API. Like yesterday I saw that there was a one provider which was a cloud printer. So cloud printer is like a global API. So many printers are having the pricing setup. So if I am a broker or if I am a small printer, I may not be doing a lot of products, but then in OnPrintShop we give them the flexibility. So we already have connected a lot of global supplier APIs like Druckerwork Deal, or for example print.com or cloud printer. So these guys are large printers. They have a complete API ready. So if any printer would say, okay, I am doing maybe my 50% of product in-house, they can set up all those products in OnPrintShop. But I also outsource a lot of my jobs to external supplier. We also have options for them. And if any supplier has their own API, the solution is flexible in order to connect with the platform. Now, another challenge for print service provider is like offering online designing. So typically when customers are offering multi print products, now the pricing calculator is set up. Now the next question is like, how can I offer online personalizations to my customer, whether it is a retail customer or it could be a corporate customer. So at OnPrintShop, we have created product specific experience by giving you an options to configure the designer studio per product differently. So assume that this is a business card where I have all my options enabled for a business card, versus this is a yard sign banner. Maybe this is a custom size banner. This is a t-shirt. But if you see, all the options in the t-shirt is changed. So the designer studio structure is the same, but in the back end, you get all the tools, like how many options you want to enable or disable per product. So that is how it gives you a product specific experience. Typically, otherwise, in other systems, what happens is like the same designer studio come across in all the product. Plus, for a wide products, for example, photo products, especially when we talk about the photo book products, we have launched a photo book designer studio, which is dedicatedly made for products like photo book. On top of that, we have created, for example, a studio like calendar studio. So our objective has been how one printer can get into one particular product segment, and tomorrow if they want to grow into multi-product segment or they want to increase the revenue, they can easily increase. So this particular studio we created just to offer the photo calendar. So this one of the Norway customer launched a complete dedicated site. It was because of the ready tools into the system. Apart from that, Canvas product is another model which we have launched, where customer are able to upload the multiple pictures and they can see the actual effect. So we've been helping our customers in order to get into new revenue streams. So they do not get stuck up with one product segment. Tomorrow, if they want to grow into multi-print product segment, they can. Plus in designer studio, what we realize, like just creating a mobile responsive designer studio doesn't work. So we also have to create, for example, an experience in the mobile separately. So we also created a complete mobile themes. So what will happen, system would identify that the user is accessing the storefront from the smartphone or tablet. So your designer studio would open up the mobile theme. So your actual options would create into the bottom, and then this is the mobile view because I have logged in from the desktop, but this is what you see if you access it from a smartphone or tablet. So even if it is a multi-page product, for example, you can easily design from a smartphone or tablet, whether it could be a calendar or whether it could be a for example, photo product. And this is coming into the system by default. So now another option for customer is like how quickly I can build up the template into the system. So as I mentioned, first system comes with 7,000 plus templates by default into the system, and you can create as many as you like. One of the easiest method is if you want to launch so many templates for the retail, whatever templates we have given, you can also create new version, change some of the elements like color, themes, and you can replicate it for your customers. And we are giving you a complete backend tool. This is an advanced designer studio specifically for the retail. So you can also build your own templates by building up your PDFs or by importing your images. And another feature we have created is like an SVG. So you can also import an actual template in SVG. So a lot of customers have ready templates. So they buy templates from online, and then you can convert those into an SVG and you can import, and those SVG are readable into the system. So the same template can be offered into the system. Now, typically when customers are B2B, they would have the templates in InDesign or Illustrator. So we also have a PDF plugin, which works with Acrobat Professional. And in that, we allow you to create your B2B customer template as well. So you can upload the PDF and it would generate the blocks automatically. So typically for B2B, customers are building the private storefronts. So in that case, if it is a large organization or if it is a multi-location organization, they can log in into the private portal. So every corporate has their own personalized site, and then they can order multiple products. So here, if it is a large organization, sometimes they have their own username and password, single sign-on, punch out. So those kind of integration is also possible with the platform. Now, another example of, for example, online personalization is, as Naresh mentioned, photo products, because a lot customers are ordering photo products. Like this is, I was just creating, like yesterday, Morten mentioned, like if I want to give
damn, I'm going to be misused during all these presentations, right? Wow, that's
sorry.
cool.
So this is like a Morten's mug, which I tried to create just to show you a good example. And now Martin would say, okay, I had like maybe 18 different Web2Print providers in the sessions, and I want to gift everyone a mug with an INKISH logo. So how quickly I can build? So I also uploaded the mass template personalization with all the names and the image headshots. And now I'm just trying to create something quickly online, and it gives me a complete ready file in matter of seconds. I can open the file right now and show you. And this is the file, like, thank you, Mortal INKISH. Then this is for the Jacks. This is for Naresh, Andy, Sandeep, Dharmesh, Divyesh. So everybody got their own personalized mugs in just like a matter of seconds. So I designed one master design. I clicked on the mass template personalization. I uploaded the actual people's name and the image file into the zip. And here system would show me all the records. So there are 97 records. Each has the JPEG and the name. And that is how I created this particular Excel, which has multiple people's name and file is ready. So this can directly go into print, and then everybody would have their own personalized mug. Now, this is just a typical example of a mug, but the same thing can be done for a business card. So typically a B2B customer, a lot of our customers are serving some large corporates and conglomerates who order like 70 to 80 business card a day. So those customers need a tool in order to generate those print ready files quickly. So a lot of tools are given for them as well in order to help them to automate the processes. And as I mentioned, the complete system in the back end, we have created this order management, so they can input a lot of external orders as well. So sometimes customers, we get a lot of orders by email and phone, how we can manage into the system. So typically those customers who are getting a lot of email, phone orders, we also have a system where they can import their bulk orders into the platform if they are getting from external vendors or B2B. Or if they are having a lot of walk-in customers, physical shops, they can also register a customer into the backend, submit an order into the backend. So automatically that customer will get an account online, and then I can say, okay, sir, if you come next time, you have everything in our system. So you can also order online. Today you have walked into the shop. And that is how the customer journey is built up into the Web2Print. So anytime if I go back and find an analytics of a customer, it's very simple. I can find a customer and see this individual customer has how many orders, how many quotes. So it gives me a complete data and analytics. And that is how I am able to grow my new sales and repeat sales.
Naresh and Naimish, first of all, it was a wonderful demo, really amazingly condensed. And I, as I take, most people can understand that this is only a fraction of what is possible with OnPrintShop. But first of all, you don't have 2 hours, so that is one limitation. And the second thing is that we have and I have to announce it right now, but we have an MIS supplier data line coming in at 12. So we have to get, and there's a lot of questions here, so I think we just dig into them right away. I know that you have answered some of them, Naresh, but let's take them here on
sure.
in the thing here. Yeah. I don't know where to start.
The one from Kevin Jackson is a good one. Like, if you want to migrate from his existing Web2Print system, how easy is the migration if I want to do it myself, or do you guys provide any service to do that?
No, we provide we have a very well documented process. So every time when a customer comes from an existing solution, we follow that processes with the client, and we provide the entire migration support, because certain things probably even we have written some kind of scripts for migrating the design templates as well to a certain extent. So even we have helped people transfer their design templates, their historical customer data and everything. So we've been doing that for a long time. So
we do it fast because there's a lot of questions here. I'm sorry. Sure. One of your customers in Denmark, I know him very well, Johnny, is asking, is this what you have presented an upcoming version, or is that the current one?
It is the existing version. It is V8.0, the current one.
Fantastic. And then Shocks is asking, is it multilingual by user login or by site? This is also good.
It can be site-wise as well. Okay. So B2C site could have a multiple language. Even B2B, when you build a corporate storefront, you can create a corporate storefront into a specific language.
But well. I think that Shocks is asking whether, so let's say that you log in and you want it in English, and I log in and I want it to be in Danish. Is that based on the user, on my registration?
Yes, it's on the registration, so you can have both.
Then Shocks is also asking, customers can change products, or does it require OnPrintShop to set up? No, I can tell you that you can do anything you want.
Anything.
So we just need as many questions as possible. Kevin is asking, I see that you provide V2P as well as the photo editors, which are fundamentally two separate workflows. Do you have any example who are self-specifically photo products, or have you just showed, right?
I've shared some websites. I've shared some websites also, which you can, and we also have demo links, so we can later on share those demo links as well. Both
we invite you to visit us at onprintshop.com. Contact us, and we'll do a more personalized demo, understanding your needs as well as understanding your current processes.
Shocks is also asking a very good question. Where do you host OnPrintShop?
We have in European region, because we understand. So it's on Amazon, and it's AWS, and in the European region, because now it's in Frankfurt right now. So we're covering.
We have server environment across the globe for US. We have in US for, as Naresh mentioned, for Europe customers, we have set up in Europe.
Perfect. Tanadeh is asking, our customer groups has a shop front and a broker. So can OnPrintShop display different prices for a group of customers based on the login? Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can. You can set up your variety of pricing and groups. As per the customer, they would see their own pricing.
Even within the same broker, you can have 4 types of brokers, and all brokers will have unique discounting. So you can put them as platinum, gold, silver, and then you can keep assigning the brokers, or even your independent customers, you can have the unique pricing. Even you can offer them pay on account. So there are multiple payment options as well as pricing options that you can do within the same website.
And Louis is asking, is there a way to stop them downloading the PDF?
Correct. There is a configuration, just an easy configuration from the backend. You can disable all the PDF output. They would only be seeing the JPEG review. So that's just a small setting in the backend.
Perfect. That's Natasha.
There is one customer from Alex, like he's asking, can support workflow for B2B? Yes. For B2B, yes, as you mentioned, there could be multiple locations, department, and according to the department and location, they might have the department heads. So it has to go to the right cost center. It has to go to the right approval. So that facility is already available in the corporate.
We have a rule-based approval process. So you can set up rules in the approvals as well.
Correct.
Johnny from Denmark is asking another question here. At this moment, it's not possible to create more than 1 or 2 sites in the designer. But if you want to design a catalog, what is then the possibilities?
For the catalog, there are 2 kind of examples. What we see, one is a fixed page catalog that can be even created with our HTML5 Advanced Designer Studio, and sometimes there are multi-pages catalog where you also want customer to select number of pages. Then many of our customers have set up in our photo book studio as well, which allows you to even say how many pages you want to start with, and if you want to delete or add more pages. But if it is a fixed number of pages in the brochure, it can also be set up in the base HTML5 Designer Studio as well.
An example that I would like, I don't know if it exists or works or if it's already something, but if you gave an example of the block PDF with the variables that you have in it, and it's, I mean, it gives a lot of, I mean, it makes sense when you have it in a, for example, business card and the coffee mugs. But if you have like, let's say that you have a multi-page PDF and you want to have multiple entries of data as variables, is that something that you can do also in OnPrintShop?
Correct. It can be done. The only thing, as I mentioned, see, once this particular process like mass personalization, somebody has to know. So once we define that flow, and if that corporate customer is ordering again and again, I can set up, I may have to guide them once that, okay, this is your PDF and this is exactly how you can map your Excel sheets. So it would be easier for them. So yes, that can be easily set up as well. Even this particular feature people are using in direct mail. So where every page they might have a different headshot where it says, hello Morten, thanks for attending, how did you like it? But these are like 1,000 postcard print ready file, but every postcard has a different image and different text on it.
I'll take 1 minute, Morten, just to add to this. We have gone one step further, where we are also creating print ready files from an Excel sheet. You know, where, like what is happening with a lot of our clients, large customers, printers, they get their customers approve a complete Excel sheet orders, and they don't want a manual intervention to go and create every order in OnPrintShop. So now we have created one-click ordering, which allows you to create a new order. I mean, the shipping label, the job tickets, the print ready files, everything on one click. So which earlier used to take 3 to 4 days just to create those individual orders. We are completing the entire order from uploading the Excel to pushing into the production API within couple of minutes. So customer has dramatically reduced the time, and now they can manage orders from all over the country, where earlier they were only trying to manage a particular segment.
Impressive.
So we have gone one more layer in terms of automation.
And
Naimish, thank you, and see you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
See you in a moment. So again, very impressive presentation and demo, and again, there's a reason why you guys rocks in this industry, because I mean the feature set and the abilities that you offer customers is quite stunning. Unfortunately, we have to leave because there's actually more questions, and I will see. I think I actually have access to the questions post live, and then I will try to gather them and send them to you, so you can basically answer the customers and the potential customers in your case. Naimish, you said something. Thank you about this. I mean, everything you said. I was just wondering, what do you think of sessions like this?
Amazingly done, because I'm sure there is a lot of attendees would be appreciating, because they do not get a chance to look and compare the variety of Web2Print at one place, to be honest. So as a Web2Print provider, we are also really confident, because these customers, we really want to give them the best technology which suits them. If it is OnPrintShop, if it is anything else, if it is a cloud printer, Infigo, all have an excellent platform. So this particular platform will allow every individual to see the platform at one place and see which one fits best into their current needs as well as their future needs. So I appreciate
or at least create some curiosity, so you can have conversations offline, right?
True. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Morten, and your team. I mean, I think this is an amazing idea, which will help the printing industry as a whole.
Yeah. I hope so. That's the intention of it. So thank you very much for your participation, and I hope to see you soon in person, maybe at Printing United in Dallas. Who knows?
Yes, we are going to be there, and we want to see you in Ahmedabad again soon at the new office.
I have looked in my mailbox every day since Naimish sent me, and I have not got an invite yet, but maybe someday it will pop up.
I'm inviting you right now. You don't need an invite, and you don't need invitation to come at your place.
I want it to be personalized, so I really know it will be. Okay. Thank you, everybody, and remember to get to the data line. You can wonder why you should see an MIS solution here online, and some of the things that you might understand is basically, as also Naimish said in his presentation, is the complexity of pricing. And if you have 11,000 items and you have to upload them to Excel, maybe there are other ways where you can connect that pricing engine to your Web2Print solution. And I know that OnPrintShop is also able to do that, as long as with a lot of the other solutions. So dig into the MIS presentation that Davey is going to do from data line in just 6 minutes from now. So thank you, gentlemen, and I look forward to talk to you and see you soon again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Morten, and thank you everyone for attending this.